we never thought like diploma heavy equipment would come in Zambia like the way it came in. And then having the experience to be one of the first few guys that had done it, that was really, it was really big for me, not only me and my boys, but I guess Zambia at large as well, because a lot of people, like a few of my friends, like from different parts of life or works of life, like who appreciate, say, okay, we are looking forward to having this trip, and then ZAMITA made it happen for us, and it came close to the school that we were at. My name's Gerald Besa. I did my heavy equipment at NORTEC, Northern Technical College, and I started off with the advanced certificate, then went on to do the diploma, which was under ZAMITA. And of which the diploma course I was in the second batch, of which now the company that I'm working for is First Quantum Mining. The reason why I went on to choose heavy equipment repair, like in my field, myself, I'm intrigued by challenges. So I felt like in that field, that's where I'd pick up more challenges, of which, in terms of troubleshooting the things that we have, it gives you that personal challenge that would enhance you to develop not only personally but also in terms of your career. So that's one stepping stone that I wanted to step on to give me that push that I needed. So also I went on to choose that course. The equipment that I got exposed to is the equipment that's coming in of age, which is now being introduced like in the nowadays industry, because the technology like improvement that has gone on in terms of the past years, it has improved. So with the ZAMITA program that came through with the new technology, I had learned a lot from them, because without it, it would have been difficult for us here just to catch up. So having that background with ZAMITA, I guess it had put us on a safe ground to start from. So we picked a lot from that, and then it enhanced our like field experience from where we are now. It has given us a push to have a base to start from. The way it prepared us for the industry, from the lecturing and the tutorials that we were getting and the practicals that we would do, and the equipment that they had brought in is what we've met now in the industry, and then it's what's coming in. So in terms of preparations, they gave us at least all the tools that we needed to get to jump in. Type of skills, not only the technical skills, they also improved us on, I guess, also on the teamwork, and which is a basic thing, which is basic, but most of the people would lack that. And then also believing in oneself, and then not only having that technical aspect of the skill itself, even just the language itself, on how to use your manuals and how to read through, how to understand certain modules. That's also the type of thing that we had picked up from them, and of which has worked for us. We were exposed to the D13s, the D16s, like those, the Volvo, which come from the Volvo brand. So of which, like I said earlier on, like nowadays machinery, especially on most of the Volvo excavators, are the ones which are being used on like those type of disc things. So having that practical experience of having a chance to work on them, and then coming in the mining industry and finding those, it's more like a stepping stone. So it's like you know what you're doing because you learned it that side. You just have to put in the practical aspect that you picked up. It was definitely, and it still is an advantage. All thanks to the ZAMITA program and whatnot. What I would love to change, like the changes that I would recommend, is on how the ZAMITA thing helps people to in terms of attachment. So just having that practical experience. So now they will dispatch them off. I guess they should work on that, because one would complete school or be on attachment, but it takes long for them to be dispatched, and then yet they are promised while starting the program to say, okay, we'll find you areas where we can dispatch you off. Maybe you can have that practical training before you come back. Or just have that field experience. But during my time, most of my friends that stayed at home, stayed, like still waiting for maybe a call to come for, like, for them to say, okay, you're going to this side, this company, or you're going to this side. But it had taken ages. Not until some of them want to start pushing for on to say, okay, we'll go this side, we'll go that side. Even start asking for companies that you had been with before. So not until later on they would call you, then you have to stop where maybe they are getting something, and then decide when you want to join. Maybe you're just remaining maybe 2 months to go back to school. I guess on that one was a bit of a setback. So I guess that even giving of feedback to like students who have finished, in terms of like while they're about to complete, they should be there communicating with different companies and like letting them know, like most, like I would say, advertising their students. Okay, this is what we're teaching them. This is what, when they come, they have done this, they've done this. We'd like you to do this, and then there's the kind of experience that we're exposing them to. These are the practical trainings and this. So it really takes time for them to give that feedback to those guys, and then us being at home, you get have that anxiety and then that drive of wanting to work, but still you don't get it back. So that's one thing that they should improve on. First thing, I'd say I love what I do. Despite the money, I love what I do. Money comes with it, you just have to love what you do. So for me, being in love with my job and like enjoying what involves my job, like I said earlier on, I like the challenge. The challenge in my job is that gives me that zeal of doing it more and more and more, despite where the money can come from. But the challenge itself is what keeps me going. I would say, like, from my own personal view, it's I would say credential recognition. That's a challenge that's really happening around in the industry. Like, where they recognize your credentials is a bit difficult. Like, you'd have all these credentials and then have this skill, and you'd be all well documented and everything, but you find like you're working, you're in a position whereby your your position doesn't deserve you. You get it? Like, you don't really deserve to be in that position because you don't qualify for that position. But you just, for the sake of just having something to provide back home, you have to be in that position. So credential recognition, like in our industry, is it's really killing us. You have a lot of people that have been to NORTEC, but check the positions that they are having or the type of job they are doing, they don't really deserve it. So that's the challenge that I'm having in this industry. I'll tell them the same thing I was told, which does work for me, and I'm sure it's worked for a lot of people. Of which people would say, okay, yeah, education is the key, have a skill, everything, and there are the people who have gone to school, who have not gone to school, but have made it. But if you have something that, for example, you had not take whichever college, whichever you're pursuing, if you have a paper, it doesn't guarantee you that you're going to be rich or something, but it's going to draw opportunities closer to you for you to achieve that you want to achieve. It's going to be hard for someone who doesn't have a paper to draw opportunities closer, but you who is educated, who has got a paper or something, is going to bringing opportunities closer, of which you can vouch in whatever you admire to get. So I would say if you have a zeal or drive of getting educated or doing something that requires you to go to school, my friend, boy or girl, woman or man, go for it. No one should stop you. No. Right now we've got friends, like we've got colleagues that are women. It doesn't matter who is who. We're all, like, whichever gender, we're all born with two hands. Like, doesn't matter which sex you are. If you're intimidated, then you're allowing yourself to be. I'd say you also have that personal difficulty of having a phobia, like of not wanting to achieve what you want just because someone says something about it. So just venture on, man. Just do what you have to do just to get your thing. It's only one cake. Just get your share. Then you move on. The rest can get their share as well. I think I would like to thank them, and I'd like to thank them because, like, we never thought like diploma heavy equipment would come in Zambia like the way it came in, and then having the experience to be one of the first few guys that had done it, that was really it was really big for me. Not only me and my boys, but I guess Zambia at large as well, because a lot of people, like a few of my friends, like from different parts of life or works of life, like who appreciate say, okay, we are looking forward to having this trip, and then ZAMITA made it happen for us, and it came close to the school that we had. Like on that one, we're really grateful so much. Not only on my part, but I guess even for the boys.